Hello everyone, my name is Lutaya Alan Mark. For one to exercise his or her right to vote, it's imperative for him or her to note the following key aspects. What are the various levels of representation he's going to vote for? When does this person vote? How does he vote? Where does he vote from? And is it possible that the said election can be postponed? Looking at the levels of representation, Uganda's electoral system is primarily organized on a multi-party dispensation since 2005. Uganda's electoral system is mainly clustered into three main levels of representation. The first level is the national level, the constituency level, and the local government level. Under the national level of representation, an individual votes for the office of the president, who then becomes the head of the executive. The national level of representation is primarily provided for under the Presidential Elections Act as amended of 2005. At constituency level, an individual votes for the office of Member of Parliament. In addition to this list, a woman is also elected at every district level. Furthermore, various special interest groups are represented in Parliament, such as people with disabilities, youth, workers, the elderly, and the army. The Parliamentary Elections Act of 2005 as amended guides us on how this election is conducted. Lastly, the local government level of representation. The electoral areas covered under the local government area of representation include 1. The district, cities, municipalities, sub-counties, counties, parishes, wards, and villages. The chairperson LC5, direct councillors, and councillors representing youth, women, workers, and persons with disabilities are elected at both district and municipality level. At the city and city division level, a mayor, and for purposes of the capital city, a Lord Mayor, direct councillors, councillors representing youth, women, professional bodies, workers, and persons with disabilities are elected at this level. The Local Governments Act, Cap 243, as amended, guides us on how this election is conducted. When do we vote? The Independent Electoral Commission of Uganda is mandated to hold an election every 30 days within the last 90 days of a term of parliament. It's on this foundation that the Electoral Commission is mandated to communicate the date when the said elections are to be held. The elections in the circumstances are the general parliamentary elections, the presidential elections, and the local government elections. The local government council elections, the general parliamentary elections, and the presidential elections are all held after a term of 5 years. However, there are circumstances where a by-election might be held. A by-election is a special election held to fill a vacant position before or after a general election. The grounds that may warrant the holding of a by-election include death of a sitting member of parliament, president, or any leader at local government level, resignation of this leader, disqualification of an incumbent, and any other ground as provided for in the Presidential Elections Act, Parliamentary Elections Act, and the Local Governments Act. However, a by-election will not be held if a leadership position falls vacant within the last 6 months leading up to a general election. There are circumstances when an election may be postponed. The first circumstance is captured under Article 77 of the Constitution, wherein the Parliament, through a resolution supported by 2/3 of the members of Parliament, shall postpone an election due to a state of emergency or state of war being declared by the president. However, this postponement shall be subject to being extended every after 6 months. The state of emergency or war includes internal or external insurgencies, natural disasters, among many others captured in the Constitution. The second circumstance that would warrant an election to be postponed is the death of a candidate. However, the Electoral Commission in such circumstances can only postpone an election if it's very sure that it's almost impractical to hold an election due to the death of this candidate. The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda provides that for every general and public election, the mode of election shall be by secret ballot. And this secret ballot shall be at every polling station, and it shall be for every candidate. However, there are circumstances where other elections can be held by other options as long as the parliament by law prescribes. In Uganda, for example, the election of the 5 representatives of special interest groups such as persons with disabilities, the youth, workers, and the elderly is by electoral college, but through a secret ballot system. The 10 representatives that represent the Uganda People's Defense Forces is by the Army Council, but through secret ballot. Other options such as lining up behind the candidates, their agents, or their posters has been adopted in local council 1 elections. We've also seen that in various primaries of political parties, systems such as raising hands have equally been used. Thank you very much.